王德鲁一狼这种，接的话有个闪，没有金矿。主要是拿了个反手，配成的话，把他当狼人吗？还是说还在开场球不是哦？还是说今年的快，帝国方面分人就很明显的，第二个是以后军人的话，就也什么都是他布男的，你给他话，应该是把他中单手的嘛。
10 seconds remaining.
把他的注意吗
？5 seconds remaining.
看一下技能会不会换？目前暂时没有换。对，你们按错了，不换。把他的德鲁伊，中单的因为射王弹的原则往上走，中单德鲁伊还得防守，或者因为就是因为别人已经。上面说，人头会非常的多，理解的是有点偏一个爆头推进的，但是很大的。他的中单队，我那时候拿中单队的一基本上只有，老感觉在拉赛的时候呢，还有就是还记得。
30 seconds.
中单队一对线是很厉害，但是他带不了节奏，对不对？中单德鲁伊同时拿球，不拿德鲁伊打狼人的，这个拿打狼人。确实比较强。赶跑666是全国队的。中国队本中吗？还是换了这个，这个接受完反掉高台的假眼，他这也是提前插的，就是他插这个眼，就是想确定你后面有没有人当然，打完很关键，你就能扛住压力了。终于打怕了，怕的是拿1的补刀没问题。阿萨的英雄视野是极其的深啊，另外自己打过中单兽王嘛，还打过中单的混合。
if he goes a little bit too yellow.
Yeah, the only thing he should really be super worried about is Roar from Beastmaster with nukes, or something else that maybe Rubik steals. So yeah, at some point that could be very useful, but what I see Empire's draft doing more so is a lot of diving and a lot of aggression. With Puck, as well as Venge and Night Stalker and PA, they're going to be very mobile on the aggression, and if they can get those kills and get out, they're going to be in a really good place.
In the Venge also helps them get to Roshan. I think it's very important because they are going to be facing a push in time from Liquid, so being able to get the Roshan with the Venge plus the PA is extremely important for them to defend the push.
Okay, the mid lane matchup at the moment, of course, Fada on the Lone Druid up against the Puck, and Fada himself known to be one of the best Pucks in the scene, so, I mean, in this matchup, should know what he's doing. Do you expect there to be a clear winner here, Winter, in terms of how the heroes match up?
I mean, Lone Druid should get much more farm when he gets more levels, so, I mean, Puck doesn't really care that if he gets less farm. It's all about, like, controlling the game, the tempo. Like, it's really important for Empire that Skander controls the game for them. It's less about him winning his lane.
And Purge, in terms of the tempo, I mean, looking at both for the team's drafts, who do you think we're going to start to see really kick things off first? Where's the first rotation going to come through?
Well, I think it's going to be 4-minute mark for Empire. They're doing a pretty heavy jungling thing. Both Zoom as well as the Night Stalker have been jungling this entire time. He's already picked up level 3 now by 2 minutes on a Night Stalker. That's enough to get boots, so when the first nighttime hits at 4, he's definitely going to start roaming. And one of those kill possibilities are definitely Lone Druid on the mid lane. He's pretty squishy pre-6, so that's definitely the time to gank for Empire.
Yep, for Liquid, their tempo is like level 6 on Beastmaster. The other heroes are just making sure that the Rubik and the Wyvern protects the lanes. They need to get to the point where Beastmaster gets level 6 and he maybe rotates with a smoke, and then the next timing will be obviously the Radiance from the Lone Druid because they want to group up and push, and the Blats from the Lycan.
I mean, as we can see there, of course, this stat on the PA, it's only a 36% win rate this patch. I mean, Winter, just going back to this pick again, why pick it up this game? Or what kind of makes this hero better than others in this situation in Empire's eyes?
I mean, I think the main purpose probably they want to be able to win their lanes and get kills and play around the Roshan because they have Venge. So that might be the biggest reason, but I'm not really a big fan of it because it's very, very risky. Once you don't get a good laning phase with the hero struggles a lot later.
Yeah, he's pretty straightforward at gank too if you get a head-on magic damage and stuff like that, and once you get into late game scenarios, the MKB does counter him quite well, so he can hit or miss, definitely. And he usually needs one big item. Something like a Battle Fury is great to accelerate his farm, but without an item like that, he actually doesn't farm extremely rapidly.
I think he needs to more of his gameplay has to rely on the tempo of the Night Stalker. Like we were mentioning minute 4 when the first Night kicks in, how much the Night Stalker and the Doom as well get done. And after that, the Puck as well, the Puck dagger, or before he gets his dagger, he tries to rotate around. Like those are the things that they need to do to help the PA get into the game. Yeah,
he'll be really good at support TPing to lanes as well. So if there are ganks, he can TP and do a blink strike and potentially help. That's very useful to do. But whether or not he'll get those opportunities, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, if there's ever anyone to find those opportunities, it is going to be Ramses. I mean, you know, one of his most signature heroes, the Gyrocopter. He's so good with kind of reacting to any kind of overcommitment from the enemy. So, as you said, with the PA, he's going to be able to punish it in a little bit of a different light to the Gyrmore in terms of just single advances. But we'll see indeed how active Ramses is. So, yeah, they're gonna. I mean, this is classic Scandal. He goes over the other side of the map and he'll try and play around with them, and he should be fine. He's still got the orb, and indeed they won't chase him down. And Puck, of course, just a very hard hero to catch out, especially being the mid laner on the Lone Druid. No real way to kind of set up a gank.
Minute 4 kicks in, the first Night. So we'll see whether Afterlife goes towards the middle lane or he moves towards the bottom lane to fight.
Definitely going to be mid because Doom's already set up for this.
Oh, they have Coil as well.
Jarek's also rotated about a minute earlier here. He tried to do some damage to the Puck, but really he's here because he knows the rotation will come mid.
Well, let's see if the 3 of them are here from Empire are going to be enough there. To move forward.
They're chasing him, but
it's hard. I mean, Liquid, they're playing so safe. I think at
they
this
have
point,
a ward. They have a ward in mid lane.
And you're going to be aware. 4 minutes in, you know that the Night Stalker's going to be looking for action. You're going to see that he's got the levels that he needed. He's now going to start to wander towards top, but again with this Hawk, it's all being spotted out. Mind control. He's not going to be caught off guard at this point.
Yeah, and right now Lycan has been moved to the jungle, so Rubik can actually take the lane and get his levels. So Liquid is playing a much more slow-paced game, whereas Empire is the team that wants to get action done in the game right now. They need to get kills.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, in yesterday's games for Empire, we saw a lot of big steals from the Rubik. This time, Kuroki, I mean, this man, going back to the days, he is one of the top, the highest class of Rubik players. Why pick the Rubik this game? Looking at Empire's lineup, is there a lot of nice stuff that you're looking to steal in these team fights, Spurs?
Like Ben said, Doom. Mind control, mate. Oh yeah, he looks so dead.
Ramses jumping in and put the fire, turn around with the axe, but first blood there. Ramses will go down. But they get themselves the first blood, and I mean, you do lose your carry though after getting the offlane. Is that worth it to get that first blood?
It kind of is, but it's going to hurt him. I mean, he should have just simply not died there, but his HP was low due to tanking creeps and maybe some other harass. He went into that fight with like 40% HP. That's the only reason he died there.
It could have been a lot worse if Kuroki managed to TP in time and get the experience for the kill, but he didn't get that in time, so it was still alright for Empire. Not the worst case.
He does limit the PA though, that's the important thing, and he does need his early game to go fairly well. We'll see what skill build he goes as well, and we'll start figuring out more like 8 to 10, but in this game it just might be worth it to max Blur, just because it does block so many hits coming from Liquid.
Oh yeah, another movement towards the top, Afterlife in the river. Liquid, they're playing this one very, very careful. They did have that ward towards the top rune spot, so potentially, you know, they're seeing these movements. And I mean, yeah, talking about, well, not just the skill build for the PA, but item build. I mean, is it going to be Battle Fury PA? Are we going to see a more kind of gun-ho build? Or what's the strat here?
Could be like Aquila Drum, something like that, so he's really strong in the early game. If that's the case, he might want a little bit more Phantom Strikes so he can blink more often in fights. But we'll see. Like we said, PA is not a very winning hero in the pro scene, and because of that, unless they came up with a new build, we'll probably see those same old ones. But there could be something new that they pull out here to be effective against Lone Druid.
I'm actually not a fan of the battle for this game. I think they need to be able to get the PA. Like I prefer the build Purge mentioned about the drums and Aquila, you fight early. I think he needs to be able to help the team play a fast tempo, participate, get kills, and not allow Liquid to get to the point where they can snowball and just 5-man and push down your towers.
What about something like Desolator, Medallion, or just Deso and let the Doom get a Vlad's? I feel like that build has some potential for PA. Only downside obviously is that Winter Wyvern does hard counter that build. Any ideas for items like that?
I actually might consider Manta against the Bear, and it's pretty good stats, like the Yasha is pretty good at fighting early.
It's true. Manta does synergize pretty well with the crit, since your illusions will get it. Maybe a bit underbuilt on PA right now.
It's a very situational item on the hero.
Top lane. We're just trying to put a bit of pressure on Scandal. Actually going to head up it now. Ramsey's jumping in. Here comes Scandal, drop of the Dream Coil. He'll jump through as well. And Empire, we can find themselves a second one on the bottom lane too. Nice rotation from Scandal. We did see Scandal earlier smoking up around the bottom lane. He's been looking for action ever since, and now maybe trying to go for more. Kuroki holding back Ramses for the time being. They won't be able to jump in again for that one, but again, nice play there from Empire. Securing a bit of action for PA. This time she doesn't lose her life, so sticks around after finding the mind control kill. Mid lane, no, Matumba man. He's come right around, he's scouring this out with the walls, and they're going to pop the howl. Just going to go for this push onto the tier 1. The question is, can Empire get themselves into a position to defend? Of course, they won't have the Dream Coil available. You've got Doom coming in, and he does have the ult up. The tower, of course, falling incredibly fast. Scandal on the sidelines, just juking out the right clicks from the Wyvern. And Liquid do manage to get themselves the space and time to take the tier 1. And of course, this is the thing about Liquid's lineup. They have a huge amount of pushing.
Yeah, they just got all the things they need, the levels, especially the Beastmaster just popped level 6. So this is the time where Liquid are going to look to just demolish all your tier 1s and get their next set of items. Like Lycan almost has his Vlads already done.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty hard. I did like the puck rotation in the safe lane. It's unpredictable because a lot of times the Dara will shift towards the Radiant safe lane, but the gank came top, didn't cost a lot of hero resources. Just the downside is that Liquid has such good pushing heroes. They ganked the mid lane instead, and they just took the tower. No heroes needed. Getting the tower this early is a huge advantage.
Yeah, right now Empire has to wait for like the second night phase to kick in and get the all-important blink on the puck. They need to get that item to be able to defend the pushes.
Oh, stand-up.
Oh, great Savage Roar. Almost caused the puck not able to jump to the orb.
That was really close. So yeah, because Empire didn't get any kills in that first nighttime, they're slightly on the back foot. The first puck gank works, but if the towers keep falling, they're going to be in a really bad place.
I mean, how crucial is that for Empire to continually find these kills and keep going? I mean, is it going to be a point where they will just fall behind in terms of the farm game and you know, the Lone Druid steps up and late game it's not going to be looking as good for Empire?
It's not about the farm game, it's about the push game from Liquid. If they don't get kills to offset that a little bit, then it's going to be hard to win the fights when they push the towers.
It's about breaking the tempo here. Here they go.
Right, straight in onto mind control. The crit, they finish him off quickly. They do get the telekinesis off Ramsey with the swap. Saving the PA for the time being. Can Liquid move in even further? They're looking to chase down King R with a TP from Fada. They're looking at the bench kill. Kuroki with a stolen swap. Swaps back here with Pashka. He drops the duel to Matumba, but Matumba just fights through it. There's a grip on Droplets and Scandal jumps forward. He gets Matumba with a stun. The corner breaks the Jags. Sarah Matumba, Scandal on Drop Liquid and trying to get the puck in return. The wall's chasing him down the well. Managed to finally finish off both the Lycan and the Rubik, and Empire do just come out on top there. at the end, but Fada does find a way. It's got to be an even trade by the looks of it. Great plays from both sides there. The stolen swap from Kuroki setting him up, but at the same time, the fact that Miposha was able to get the Doom out onto the Lycan before he went down, meaning that they did get that equalizing kill.
And that could have been really bad if Wyvern had level 6 before the fight started.
That replay brought to you by Microsoft PowerPoint.
2016, sure, there's some other software you can claim there. Come on, man.
Alright, we're back in 11 minutes, 5 for 3. As you said, I mean, trades like that, you feel that Empire still need to find. They need to come out on top. They currently go
top lane.
Yeah, we're on to Ramses. He's going to have Miposha back him up with the Wizard's Curse. Oh, Miposha! He says, I've turned up to help you, but he might not end up hitting. He'll leave the ball. Ramses will survive through this. And Miposha chasing these guys down. And they'll be fine.
He did not get a crit. If he got a crit, he would have actually killed Ramses there.
But you don't evade from your ally hits, do you? Or do you? I can't remember if when they changed the Winter Wyvern ulti. Is the evasion on PA, does it work against allies as well?
It should work.
Because he hit him 3 times in a row there, and he's got 3 points in this. That's a 40% evasion chance. If anything, he got lucky there.
I guess he got lucky. He really did got lucky, and Doom got unlucky. He didn't get crits, so for Liquid it was unlucky for them.
Well, the pressure from Liquid is coming on the PA, but he's still only died that one time, so technically he's 1-0-4 with the exception of that death after the Beastmaster. He's doing pretty good. All early game items, and pretty soon here we'll see which build he's going to go for.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of other options, I mean, is there any reason that he might... I guess early BKB. BKB's not really going to help him too much this game. There's so much to go for it.
And he's going for the drums.
If you go early BKB, then you just don't have that much damage. Yeah. The only way that I would justify that build is if you're against heroes that survive and do damage entirely based on stuns. So like Lion, etc. Because you can kill a Lion with weak damage but magic immunity. But against something tanky that also does good push and damage, like a Lycan and a Lone Druid, you have to get a damage item first. The BKB is not the solution.
Let's see what they can do with the drums. We can already see the side of Empire moving into position on the bottom lane. Ramses leading in with the backup of King R. They've got the night time. Yeah, careful Liquid playing and very careful. Matuma Man leaves the lane straight away.
Yeah, Empire has to be the team moving constantly on the move before Liquid hits their timing with the Radiance and the Necro. But once those timings are achieved by the Lone Druid and the Lycan, it's going to get really difficult for Empire to defend.
I like this as well. Empire going for Roche. They've got a pretty good lineup for this with the Wave of Terror, the Aura, and PA's damage at this point.
Yeah, that's very good play. Like the typical trade. Raiden gets the top tier 1. Dire goes for Roshan.
Great trade for Empire.
Winter, how do you feel about this Vengeful Spirit skill build this game? I do like this build because it does a lot of nuke damage, it'll be good, and lots of stun duration, good against Lycan and Lone Druid. But when you have a PA on your team, I hear that does almost entirely physical damage. Can't you justify a couple more Wave of Terrors?
Yeah, I agree. I would actually maybe just gone for 2 or 3 points. At most 3 points. I would actually value the Aura or the Wave of Terror more.
In the stun, you mean? 2 or 3 points?
Yeah, 2 or 3 only.
Yeah,
I wouldn't get 4, but I mean, they are probably thinking that they need to be aggressive in the early game because that's how they have to make their lineup work. So he probably thinks that the extra damage from the nuke will actually benefit them in getting kills.
But Jarex needs to be careful. They do have this deep lane ward here, Empire, and that's going to mean that they can see they'll set him up and they'll move in. He gets himself up into the tree line here with the Arctic Burn. And Empire just keeping the pressure on this bottom tower. Vlad's now picked up by the Doom. The meanwhile, top lane, the push is going in. Afterlife caught out by the telekinesis into the Rose Candle, jumps in with the Freeman Tree, got the silence as well. Afterlife is going to live here, King over the swamp out now, but Matuma Man could be the one in trouble. The rest of his team, TP away, he's been left on his own. The Urn ticking him down, but he's got the move speed. He should be able to get himself out of this one. I don't think they can chase it. Trying to blink forward Scandal, he's looking to chase this one out, but Matuma Man just too damn fast. And Liquid getting themselves out of what was a fantastic Dream Call and Waning Rift.
And they bought a lot of time and space for Fata to farm his Radiance. He has his Relic and 1000 gold before he gets that recipe. So Liquid's timing is getting closer and closer by every minute.
With that said though, I think that was pretty darn good for Empire. They lost 0 heroes. That was 4 heroes rotating up to kill them, and nobody died. They've got to be happy with that. If they can just get the game super late, then I think they're pretty well set.
Yeah, but that's
still good.
That's not enough for them. I think the Empire has to be able to get kills because right now Liquid is hitting their timing first, and Empire needs to either get kills to slow down that timing, or they have to drag the game very, very long. So I think Empire is very desperate to get kills right now. They have to be able to, especially the Lone Druid, if they can kill the Lone Druid before he completes the Radiance.
It's really close. He's got 500 gold right now. Normally they do go for Midas. He skipped it this game.
Oh, he's got on the
he does? Okay, God, he's just really farmed. 15 minutes.
I mean, there's nothing the puck can actually do in the lane, so Lone Druid is going to be getting a lot of farm from the laning phase.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously been practicing, as we saw from the stats. The only second time he's played it in pro games, Sparta. So really impressive showing so far on the Lone Druid. May see, of course, your step up in the future to be something that teams will appreciate and be scared of. Of course, coming into this one, Empire certainly weren't going to know that this is going to be what Liquid were pulling out. And at the moment, it's certainly working. Empire, though, they're going to continue to try and find these objectives that they need to find in reaction to how much Liquid are achieving across the map in this early game.
And they're actually going so full auras here. The Doom didn't even get drums like he normally does. Almost every other Doom goes drums. This game he grabs a Vlad's. So Vlad's plus the Pack Leader's aura from the Alpha Wolf. And now the P8's hitting really hard regardless of going stat builds. And those two things synergize. Any percentage-based damage increase is increased further if you buy stats. So this Drum Aquila build that is technically very early game also synergizes amazing with this Doom build.
And that's still very good for the Wyvern though, because the stronger you get with the auras, the better his ultimate becomes as well.
True.
And he's going for the medallion build. It's easy for him to actually just nuke down a support like with the ultimate.
Yeah, pretty much instantly. But they can also dive past, especially with an Aegis on PA. She can just see somebody and go in, like right now.
Oh yeah, Ivan Kuroki gets the lift up, but straight away, Scandal jumping in with the side. There's going to be the roll out. Kuroki's going to live with the timing, but he finally gets taken down there, Doom. We'll take him out with the scorch for the high ground now with Poshka. Seeing if there's a set over the Doom. The Dream Core Stone will catch another Superman, but he continues to run after line with the red round out control. Getting slapped down there by the Infernal Blade from Doom. Double kill from the Poshka. And now Empire moving in for more. Now comes the automatic for Doom. On to Jarek's. Jarek's going to take down as much as the third for the side of Empire. Can they get more? Only Father and Superman left. They'll get themselves to tier 2. Moving forward with the orb, they're not going to jump in for more. They'll leave it like that. Empire taking the 3-for-1 trade, the tier 2 as well, and that's exactly what they need at this point of the game, isn't it, Purge?
Liquid were not ready for that defense. If Lone Druid was already there at the point when they were diving, they were gonna be actually taking much more losses than that because he just got his Radiance.
Yeah, and that's basically Kuroki's fault. He can't be that far forward. Like, PA is one of the hardest heroes in the game to get away from. Once she initiates on you, your solution is basically TP or have your team back you up, but they weren't there yet. So with him dying right at the start, it kind of just killed Liquid's ability to defend that tower.
Yeah, they need like 4 staffs like to kite the PA around in the near future. They need those items.
And pretty soon she's going to start getting more levels of Phantom Strike. Right now it's quite limited on cooldown. For now she is going stat levels, which I encourage, but...
She's going BKB though.
They're going BKB as well, Purge. We talked about this. I mean, there's a lot of ways to control her through it. I mean, can you see why still, at this pace of a game, Ramses would still opt to get that BKB early?
It's absolutely worth it right now, because Rubik will have multiple stunts, and most importantly, it stops the Winter Wyvern ult. So it completely limits Winter Wyvern's ability to just kill Empire support. He's in trouble though.
Oh, he is indeed. Telekinesis to lead this one up, King R. He does have a swap. Can he get himself close enough to save Ramses? King R up on the high ground. In fact, he might not even use it because Empire jumping Dream Core onto 2. Kuroki, he's fine with the timing and the golden embrace, but they still get the magical burst down. Magic missile flies through Kuroki. He's going to go down the same time. Boss get trapped. Jarek's up at the tree line, but no. The ult comes out. Jarek's going to buy himself some time, but he's still taking down low. But Superman then turning it around, fighting himself. Double kill down, chasing down Ramses. Ramses jumps up to the high ground. The wall still chasing Jarek's. He will still go down to Boschka to get the final touch now. I can't quite do Boschka finally with his Battle Blade fighting it. And now Superman trying to man fight Afterlife, but Afterlife, he takes down Superman. Ramses still playing with mind control. Afterlife, earning at Ramses here, and now it's mind control. First is Afterlife, Ramses, he's healing up. He could be ready to come back in and try to help out. Afterlife is trying to kill the Necroeaters, but with the Necroeaters up, it's too much. Ramses, last man standing, Father, looking chase down the PA, the last remaining hope here at the moment for Empire in this fight. Can they kill him as well? The Radiant's bunching around, there's a TP. Ramses, savage run back, gonna get himself out of the bear. Not gonna continue to chase. Ramses will get himself out. But my goodness, these fights coming out from both teams, and Father on the Lone Druid just getting richer and richer with each of these engagements.
He just couldn't kill PA. He dodged everything. But I think what Liquid did there, they took note of the Roche timer, and they engaged right when that was running out. Because PA started running. I was very confused, checked his items. Aegis was gone. He tried to fight it. They didn't kill him in the initial burst, so they just let him run away. And in the meantime, Fado was cleaning up the rest of Empire. So it was really well fought by Liquid there.
Yep, and right now they have the Necro tree plus the Radiance. Everything they need, they already have right now. So it's going to be Liquid's very, very strong timing. So Empire has to be very careful to approach the fights right now.
I mean, this is the thing as well. You Necro 3 on the Lycan. You've got Necro 1 on the Beastmaster. Yeah, eventually that will be a level 3 Necro as well. And then when you've got 2 sets of level 3 Necros coming in at you with a push, what do you do if you're Empire? Well, at the moment, they're Poshka jumping in onto Matuma Man, but this is a very greedy attempt here because there is backup him, and Poshka's on his own. He might get the kill. Matuma Man fully loaded. He does set for the walls. Yes, he can. The walls, they take his own life, so that will be denied and now return. Kuroki, but there's a jumping shadow. Dream Core already ripped onto 2. The backup's coming for as well. King on Ramses turning up, down, cross, jumping on the bike, Ramses 1-by-1. The return is there. Kuroki stole it. Dropped it down to the Mental the fight back. He realizes he has to get himself out. He's got to be careful. Miposhka too low to fight Scandal as well. On the retreat, Liquid. Can they try and catch anyone else out here? It looks like Empire will be able to get themselves out. And it's a nice disengagement. Maybe they want to go back in. Scandal just throwing out the orb. Ramses still available to jump back in, but Poshka's got to be careful. This man incredibly low. The bear's going to come in, but they're trying to bait. Ramses just back in with the cold embrace. He's going to stop the damage here going in on Zapata. Kuroki being boarded up by the Nightstalker on the sidelines, but he's looking to come back in. Again, Scandal just throwing in the orb. The bear, it gets the root. That Ramses jumps away. Poshka coming back in, leaving Zapata as well. Scandal jumps in with the bear. Zapata, he's too tanky. The one just goes down. Scandal, Scandal's gone. Fantastic Wizard's Curse there from Jax. Now Afterlife as well could be in trouble. They're trying to chase. Ramsey slowing down the bear with Phantom Strike. King in the river for another wave of terror, but Empire, they just need to get out. They've hung around too long. They've been TP out on the swap. Afterlife getting by King gives his life there for the Night Stalker. And the plays are coming out, but at the end of the day, Empire, they found a successful engagement, but they just hung around for too long.
They were just way too greedy. They didn't want to just back off. They wanted to get an extra kill, so they paid the price for it.
Yeah, they really are staying too long. The cold embrace just stops the engagement for 4 seconds. It's hard for PA to choose a target, especially when her damage is still limited like this. When she gets her next item, maybe that's not as scary because she can burst faster and maybe you can do it before he reacts, but just a simple medallion and the cold embrace, it makes any hero that PA goes on very difficult. I think they kind of need some minus armor of their own, whether it's a Deso or a medallion on Venge. She is building it, but she keeps dying due to the way the team fights are going. Only a chainmail at the moment.
I mean, it's not only that, though. PA relies a lot of the damage coming from the Phantom Strike because of the attack speed, and if you focus on one target, cold embrace, and even if you switch targets, you deal a significant amount of damage less compared to the initial target. That's why it's very, very difficult for her right now.
I mean, they've got to rely. I think we saw the first engagement go well because obviously Doom jumped in and he got the Doom off onto Jarex. You even need to drop the Doom, get the Waning Rifts, get the crippling fear out from the Night Stalker. If they can silence the Winter Wyvern, the fight is so much easier for Empire.
Yeah. They have to get like the first move. Like, that's basically for Empire. If they don't get the first move and Liquid groups up and they get ready as 5.
These walls scan, it's still out, but still Scandal's going to jump through. But Tumalan's going to pop the ult, he's going to try and run Dream Coil onto 2 here. Afterlife, there's going to be a swap there to ensure the Dream Coil's coming, but Tumalan just fights back, and my goodness, the Venge is gone. Afterlife being chased down as well, but Tumalan a fight on the pursuit. We'll see if they can do anything to they'll drop the Doom onto Mind Control. They'll find one in return with the stolen Dream Coil. Thrown out onto Ramses. Ramses trying to go up against this Jarex with the Arctic Burn, slowing him down. The Poshka being kind of hit by the low drip. Ramses pops the BKB, jumps himself away. Still, the Beckers they're going to get it. Oh, he's gone! It looks to have left out at the last moment, but the tick damage was too much.
And that is the strength of the Liquid's lineup right now, hitting all their timings. Even with Beastmaster not doing anything in the fight, not being able to use his rod, they still take a very successful team fight.
Right, they just run him down. I mean, the Dream Coil at the start was good and the swap on the lone or the Lycan, but it just doesn't do enough. They need more AoE damage to stop all the neutrals, to stop them from running at him, but they just can't.
And this bear even going to go into that heavy.
Carter's been jumped in. Swapped in there by King. Can they finish him off though? He's getting low, but the Winter's Curse coming out. He's trying to get himself away. He's sticking out with the tower coming through. He's actually going to go down here. They'll kill the Venge, but they lose the Lone Druid, and now it's time for Liquid to get themselves the hell out. Infernal Blade, cancelling the TP. Scandal jumps up as well. They'll fight Jarex as well. Fantastic defense from Empire with Kuroki going down here. It's this time Liquid, the ones being too greedy and staying around much longer than they deserved to there. As Empire jumped straight back in, did cost them the buyback on Ramses, but still defense worth it every time. And they look to take this opening. They go into Roshan, 3 heroes down. Very unlikely that Liquid can do anything here.
Yeah, that was like Liquid without their Necro books, so it was a big amount of net worth that was not available in that team fight, and so with the buyback, all worth it for Empire.
With that said though, I'm still worried about Phantom Assassin. She's not transitioning to the next damage items that she needs.
Oh, top lane?
Yeah, Scandal trying to control Mind Control. Matuma coming in with the ult though. He's got eyes onto King. Look at these Necro units just running through. Look how much damage they do. King, he might just get taken down with the walls. The Necro units as well. Oh, he's gone. It's just too much. The damage is insane. And Scandal, at the same time, look at my Mind Control, but he TP's out. The Yules will be there to cancel it. Scandal finish this one off. He's got a Waning Rift. He's got the orb as well if he needs it. He'll throw it out. Take down the Beastmaster. Get himself away from the Lycan's walls. So losing Avenge, but again, getting the Beastmaster. Empire with the trade up there.
And life of the support there. There was nothing much he could have done. Can't even outrun the minions.
I mean, what do you do against that if you are support? I mean, you can't get a Glimmer Cape. They've got level 3 Necros. Well, I guess, yeah, Ghost Scepter and TP is the only way.
Armor helps as well, but he's already got that. Maybe more HP Treads Medallion would be really good for him at the moment. Maybe even like a 4-staff can force up cliffs, things like that. They can't run up cliffs. Not a lot of good solutions though. 1600 gold on the PA at the moment. Night Stalker's been extremely farmed all game. 4, 1, and 7 on him. Maybe some more auras. Something like an AC would go a long way to help Empire stay alive. And also, I feel like a lot of these fights are very segmented. Like, everyone's running in different directions. But I guess this point kind of goes for both teams. They both have a lot of auras. If they all stand in one place, obviously you're more survivable there. But it's kind of difficult for Empire to deal with that. In a lot of cases, they do have to run different directions.
All right, an interesting pickup here for the Lycan. Matuma Man, he's going to opt for the Diffuser Blade at this point. I mean, what's great about this pickup here, Purge?
It makes his kills a lot easier. Spawns Neko 3 with Wolves, he diffuses the Venge, and she dies in 2 seconds, I would guess. I don't think are there any debuffs? He can remove Silence from himself. Not Doom, obviously. Is there anything else we're missing?
Just the Silence, yeah.
Kind of a weird choice, but it will make it a lot easier for him to kill heroes like Doom, Venge, etc.
I mean, it's weird, but it's still like, it still helps him do what he has to do. He needs to run down and kill targets, so definitely helps him in doing that.
Wouldn't it be better to get a Basher, perhaps? I mean, Diffusal's a lot more reliable, but once the charges are out, it's a far worse item than Basher.
I guess so, but like right now he wants to be able to take control and like win the game right now. They don't really want the game to drag on that long. Maybe that's the main idea.
Scandal at the moment, he's closing in on the money for the Mystic Staff. Would imagine he's going to be going for that Shiva's Guard next. And MKB now coming out for Lone Druid. I mean, we've been talking about this man.
This is go time.
He's been having an absolutely incredible game. And to think this is his second game of Lone Druid in competitive. Monkey King Bar, Radiance. I mean, that's got to be a PA's worst nightmare.
Yeah, they even have the level 3 Necro Book on Mind Control done right now, so everything is already there for them.
I love this MKB build. The fact that he skipped the AC temporarily. He did get the attack speed item, but he left out the armor part. He said, I'm not that worried about their right-click damage. I'll get an MKB right away. So now he's going to be able to hit PA reliably.
They just need to be able to kill the PA. Even if the PA decides to focus on the bear, there's always the co-embrace.
As we can see now, Empire.
I wonder if they're going to wait for the Aegis to...
They're going to jump in onto Matuma Man, get the Dream Coil onto 2 here. Miposhka drops the Doom onto Jerax. There's going to be no cold embraces this fight for the time being. Miposhka, though, is getting stunned up and he's out of mana. There's Doom stolen by Kuroki. Matuma Man only just getting himself away at Fada. Meanwhile, he's just killing off the backliners. Finds the Doom, finds the Vengeful Spirit. And Empire, they're forced to get themselves the hell out of there. They can't quite find any of the kills off the side of Liquid. They keep themselves all alive. And now Ramses, he's got to run, he's got to hide, and they're chasing him down. Give us the room. There we have it, he comes BKB up, links himself away to Afterlife, back to safety, but at the same time, Scandal, he's still on the back lines, and there's the Doom, stolen by Kuroki at the beginning of the fight we saw, and he saves it for Scandal. Another huge pick-off at 18-17. We'll see how much Liquid can do off the back of this fight. There are buybacks available on both of the heroes. So we'll see what the game plan is now for Liquid.
That fight just shows how strong Liquid is right now with the 2 books and the Radiance and the Bloods. Like even Empire getting the jump onto Liquid are not being able to win the team fight with the Aegis on the PA.
I think the only way that these fights go a little bit better for Empire is as they initiate, they also silence the Lycan, but that isn't even a solution anymore because he has the Diffusal Blade. As long as he gets his ultimate off, the fight is really straightforward for Liquid. You run down the supports, kill them 1 by 1, and keep your cores alive to the PA.
We're going to stun the bear, but I don't want to try and kill that. They want to try and kill the man himself. Jumping onto Fada, but the backup. He's going to die. He doesn't have a BKB here with a bear. Taking him down, Ramses. He could fully strong line, steal himself back up, and does get himself out of the radius further. Can he get himself back to base? Throwing the dagger back the bear, falling over down the roar. Liquid. They're going to get the Doom as well. I mean, Ramses, it was a smart play from him. He was nearly ticking down to the burn, turns and hits a couple of creeps to make sure he can survive through it there with the Blast lifesteal from Afterlife.
Oh, he's going to drop it on purpose. He needs to be alive now to defend the racks.
And let's see what they can do. Buyback from Doom. Timmer Man silenced up. Ramses coming in, but the telekinesis is there straight away. It's got to be BKB. Will finally get it up, and now it's got to blink away. But oh, he gets himself past as Afterlife being chopped down by Miposhka. Dream Call onto 4. But Timmer Man, he's still fighting them. Miposhka out of mana. Ramses trying to jump back in, but the Savage Roar forcing him away. Diffuser blade from the Timmer Man. No one can get him down. There's the way Ramses. It's going to go down the Liquid and do it in building control with a double kill. 3 dead Empire, 2 with buyback. Scandal will use it, but they've already lost the Maniacs in the mid lane. Jerax, Hammer to the man, both below them with a swap back of the Bever key. Oh, he gets rooted. Double kill for Kuroki. The mid lane's cleaned up, and G, well played. Empire yesterday showed us some top quality Dosa, but today, Liquid here. What
a performance, and far too slow, truly. I think that was kind of the thing that Empire they did expect. It was insane, and with the team play from Liquid, the Wyvern pick worked. You know, Jax, he knows what he's doing with his hero, and Kuroki Rubik, the Doom steals every fight, the turnarounds were there. What a game.
Yeah, the biggest thing was just that they prepped for that 4 to 8 minute gank period, and Empire didn't get enough from that to get the PA super ahead, and as such, the Winter Wyvern countered him heavily, as well as the other heroes.
It was just about hitting the timings. Like, once Liquid hit their timings, we knew it was going to be really, really difficult